This is another video of Popperette popcorn machine. Basically what I'm doing here is just showing you what to do briefly as far as taking one apart. Usually when you get these things, they're full of crap, as I will demonstrate. Yeah, that's old nasty oil. It's like caramel. Yeah, look at that. It's just kind of stretches and sticks, and this is what you're eating if you don't clean it. So if you don't clean it and you just put oil in there and popcorn and make it, this is the area where the oil boils and cooks. It actually boils in this pan, which too is nasty. And what makes it boil, you ask? I'm sure someone out there said that. Anyway, this heater, yes, with this delicious seasoning on there. So you have to clean all this crap up, and unfortunately, well, this one actually is good. Usually these are cracked if you run it without oil, but yeah, it's really hard to clean this because you're not really going to take the wire off, so you got to get a toothbrush or whatever. And the thing that's bad is once you get oil and it's heated over and over and over, it gets baked on, and as I showed you, it turns into like caramel gummy crap. Let me put this away. This is very fragile. We don't want to break that, so put that somewhere special. Here's the area where your popcorn is actually cooking in. This is the basket that lowers, and your popcorn drops in here. Let's see how delicious this looks. Yeah, that looks tasty. And this is a pain in the ass too, because it's stainless, so you don't want to really scratch it. I guess you could, you don't see it, but I try not to scratch it. But look at this spring. This is a spring that brings this piece back, and as you see, it's really not working well because it's full of, yep, you guessed it, nasty stinking grease. Well, it was oil at one time, now it's grease. Anyway, yeah, so I advise clean your machine. And the way to do that first is, what I do is I trace out the wiring. So what I did, made a little schematic. This is more of a pictorial of this wire went here, this wire went there, the line up there, that line there is one of your hot or neutrals. And actually after looking at this, they fused and they broke the neutral on this. I'm going to reverse it and do the hot, but anyway, what I do is I trace out every single wire starting at the hot of the cord, and then I just go wire for wire, and then I cut them out and throw them out once I draw them. And I just get rid of all the wiring because it's sticky, nasty, and you know, if you're gonna take this all apart, it's just as easy to cut out the wire and put new wire in. Fortunately, the old wire was nice and rubbery. The new wire has that plastic coating on it, so the old wire, it does flex better. But especially when you get these little switches, you know, you start soldering on here. Actually, this one ain't bad. The center one though, which I never understood, you got this really strong metal on the outer edges, but the center one is really flimsy, so you gotta be careful when you unsolder it and solder the new stuff. But back to this garbage. So when you're taking everything off, first I get rid of the wiring, and then I take off some parts like the cam assembly. You know, it's actually, if you look at it, let me just move this here. Let's see, this here. There's your, let me back out if I can. There's your cam. There's your gear. The motor is going to turn this, and here's your other little cam, which is for that umbrella switch. Again, stupid name, umbrella switch, but that's what it is. Anyway, this is pretty much an assembly. Just spray up front. You had this guy here in a washer, and you just take that off, slide this off. You have to move things around a little with the spring, and that would be this piece with something attached right here. Let's see if I can find, there we go, this guy. So you gotta kind of move this up and down and get that cam off. And eventually, to get this stuff off, for example, this part here goes through here, and this is, see the flat spot in this screw? That's what attaches here. It goes right in there. That's your whole cooking section. Again, you want to take this apart because look at all that crap. I don't want to eat that. I'm sure you don't. But anyway, to get this off, it was stuck inside there. So best friend is a nice torch. You just heat up a little area, you melt the old nasty grease, and it pops out. Another thing I want to point out is the let's see if I can find it. The actual flap, the umbrella. It's, oh, here it is. Oh, the camera's pointing at it. I'm looking around like an idiot. Camera knew better. Anyway, this thing here, as you see, it's nasty. And this is what goes in here, but it's upside down, so it'll be like that. And what happens is, it's actually, I believe it's, how is it? It's this way. You just kind of flip it. What happens is, in your cooking chamber, which is this thing, but like again, it's upside down. Popcorn cooks, and it starts, you know, popping, getting fluffy, and as you're popping more and more, it's creating. I'm lost words. Actually, it's how do you say that? Well, just basically it pops and it pushes this up. Yeah, that's fancy enough. All right, so as it pushes this up, that makes a switch. Motor kicks on, and you get your popcorn. But anyway, that ain't the point I'm going to try to make. The point is you have to get this out, and to get this out, it's in, where are we at? I know it's here somewhere. Anyway, it's in this little P. Here we go. It's in this thing. And this sticks through here. It's in there like that. And you can't pull this out because it's actually this way. It has to come out this way. To get this out, you have to get this piece off. And again, you got a set screw on this one. So there's a set screw you take out, and you have to hit it with the torch. You hit it with the torch, and then you just pull this out and it slides out. Now, the reason I want to show this piece is, you know, you could take this piece and you can actually clean it, wash it, and think, oh yeah, this is really good. Look at that! Wow, it's shiny, it's clean, it's. I'm sure it's, you know, sanitized. Nope, it's not sanitized because see in there, right in there, yeah. Believe it or not, this thing is packed with so much crap. No matter how clean you make it, you got to get this garbage out. Right? I can't really zoom in, but where the stick goes in, some of them are crimped on, some are soldered. This one looks like it's crimped right there. Right here. But anyway, what I do is you can hit it with a torch, lightly, hold it like this. All that crap's going to drain out of here. You can put it in a pan and boil it and get it out, but usually I hit it with a torch, and then I try to get a pipe cleaner or something in there and some other stuff. And this one's pretty, this is a time-consuming piece, but if you don't get this clean, you're just going to be eating garbage. Alright, let's see what else. This here, you gotta be careful a little bit. This is your thermostat, which is basically high temp safety. So if you're making popcorn and there wasn't enough popcorn falling down into the chamber and it's cooking and there wasn't enough volume to, that's a better word, volume to flip this paddle to get the motor started, it's just going to keep cooking and cooking and cooking because the motor has to start by this pushing up to get the cam to move to get off the heater, because right now the heater would be energized. So this piece here sits, let's see, sits actually back here like that. Of course it's upside down, it'll be like that or whatever, you know, inside there. And if you take your little pan off, you know, you'll be right over here will be the heater, and it'll be in the back. And what it is, it's attached to this piece. Okay, the one that I showed you has all that crap on it, that sticky garbage. Anyway, there's a screw in there, and it's this thing here, and this holds it in place. Yeah, yummy. That fits on here like that, and so that holds it in place. But you have to take this off, and before you do that, what I do is I take one side off, because this side, let's see if I can find which one it was. That's right here. Alright, so here, look at this. See that little slot right there? Yeah, this, one of these, that cap tube will say it fits in that slot. Okay, so you have to take this off to get that out. You don't want to mess with that, because if you do want this to work, you don't want to break this tubing, because there's a gas in here, and this bellow, as this expands, the gas in here from the heat expands, it's going to push this bellow, which is going to make these contacts, which is going to send power to the motor and then start to get your safety going there, so it can get rid of that burnt popcorn so you don't smoke the whole house. You don't really need that. That's more like if you're I guess if it's at a store or something, someone puts something in and it's smoking, then just panic and walk away. If you're cooking this at your house and you see it smoking, hopefully you're smart enough to unplug it. I don't think anyone's that stupid, but you really don't need that. But that's what it's for, and that's how to take it out. You got to take off that sidebar to get to that little cap tube without destroying it. Another thing is, I've seen people come up to me and say, "Oh yeah, my machine's clean." I say, "Oh yeah, let's check it out." Inside here, you see that down there, there's 4 screws, and that's what this is here. I guarantee you this crap is in there. Even if you clean the outside, you got this garbage in here. See, I can't really get much light. Yeah, you can see it's just nasty. And if you look over here, how about a little rust with your popcorn? That's always tasty. Speaking of rust, oh, this flap, huh? Yeah. No, this don't need cleaning. It's pretty clean. So anyway, that's just this is a new piece. I've never seen this one. It's funny. Every one of these I take apart, there's always like some new gizmo or something. Usually the cams change, or like this piece here, mine's square, But this is actually something on in here. So when you're taking it apart, of course, the best thing to do is to take pictures, because when you put it back together, you ain't gonna remember where any of this crap goes. And what I like to do is replace your screws, because if you have a big pile of screws, you ain't gonna know where they go. You can always change them later after you just clean one piece at a time. Then you can say, hey, I want new screws here. Then put them right back in. When you start building it, the screws are there and you're all ready. Let's see. This baked on crap on this piece here, it's stainless steel, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray with Easy Off. You got to get the strong Easy Off, the one with sodium hydroxide. It's lye. It'll eat this garbage up. Do not put it on aluminum. It does not like it. Do not put it on that little thing either. You could probably get away with it, but if it eats through there, you just lost your thermostat. Let's see what else is there. The pump. Another piece. Just remember, this is always flowing oil. So guess what's inside? Old nasty oil. I believe what I did was I threw this in a pan when I did mine originally, and I boiled it out. And then I got hot water, and I just kind of stuck this in there, and I just manually, pump it till it shoots out and get it clean. Most of this stuff is garbage. Not throw out garbage, but just full of garbage. But this is aluminum. So what I do is a lot of hot water, simple green. And then if you want to get fancy later, you could take this stuff. I'm going to do that as one Sunday. I'll take it apart, put it back together when I'm finished. But if you want to get fancy, you can get you some flits. You can polish it up. You can make it look pretty, whatever you want to do. But anyway, this is just a video to show you some parts, and hopefully maybe you can understand how to take it apart and why I always say do not use vegetable oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, any of that crap, because this is what happens. What you want to do is use coconut oil. Okay, coconut oil. This is, I'm just handling this crap, Coconut oil. Let's see, I got one over here. It doesn't leave a sticky residue. So to clean up this mess, which you see on the side, you see that little white line. You see on that right there, let me back out, see that little edge of coconut oil? If that was the vegetable oil, it will be stuck on there, and you're using Goo Gone. I actually Goo Gone this thing because I was an idiot and put vegetable oil in there one time, and I had to Goo Gone all the paint because it was so sticky and I couldn't get rid of it. Now I got coconut oil. All I do is I take a warm, wet, of course, rag with water, nothing else, and I just push it on there, rub it on there, wipe it on there, whatever you want to call it. And guess what? It cleans it, and then it's perfect. Never have to go through this mess again. Plus, this stuff stinks. It's rancid. It's old, nasty oil. Look at this. I mean, look at this crap. You really want to eat this shit? No. That's nasty. And that's where your cooking chamber is. That's where this plastic piece goes. And as you see, this one's warped, so I don't know, maybe I'll heat it. Try to unwarp it. But anyway, it's garbage. You don't want to use any of that regular oil. Use coconut oil. It lasts forever. I mean, I don't think I ever changed it. I just add it. Never got sick. It doesn't really, that I ever experienced, got bad, you know. But this stuff could get bad in like a month. And if you keep baking it over and over and over, it's just like this. And like I said, it's rancid smelling. It stinks. And it's just a nasty mess. So once you go through all the BS of cleaning this, you know, just do yourself a favor and use coconut oil. You have to get a heater, some way of heating it. They use these things. This will sit in, not there. Well, you don't have this pan here, but anyway, it sits in a pan with the oil, and it sucks it up from the pump, throws it into here, and then, you know, then this dips down, cooks it and everything. But anyway, this is used to melt the coconut oil, because coconut oil is a solid, so you need some sort of heater. I used a fondue pot before where I just actually melted the oil. I didn't have a heater at the time. I found a few here and there, but that's what you need to do. Anyway, I'm gonna spend numerous hours on this crap. Look, it's like a big old booger, huh? Ain't that nasty? That's really bad stuff. But anyway, I'll be back in a few days and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, see you. Bye. Just finished cleaning everything. Now I'm starting to reassemble it. So I just thought I'd show this piece here, because this is usually hidden way up inside the cabinet. And basically, you have this here, which opens up to fill a compartment, which is right here. And then this moves, and it drops the corn into the cooking chamber, which is this part here. But as you can see, it's turned out nice, cleaned up really good. It's just a lot of work. I think I spent like 30-some hours just taking it apart, cleaning it, trying to figure out the schematic and all that other fun stuff. But you know, it came out pretty good. You can see the cam assembly looks nice. You know, got the second cam, the gears, motor cleaned up, everything cleaned up pretty decent. I'll just give you a quick scan, that's all. Alright, next time I'll just have it all together. I'm not going to bother doing piece by piece. There's just a quick video of everything together. I took it out of the frame and I put it in a box because Bob's going to get this painted. Not this, but the frame painted. So anyway, you've seen how crappy it looked a minute ago. So now I'm just going to show you roughly it together and in the box, ready to be installed. So that's what it looks like when they're clean. Let's see if I can see inside. I can't really see too much in there, but you can see that's that basket that was really filthy. Yeah, it's pretty clean. Okay, good enough.